my friends. It is Friday, and that means it is time for Muppin Sewing Emporium. How are you doing today? I am doing wonderfully well. It is a beautiful night here in downtown Paducah, Kentucky. We're having a wonderful evening. I hope you are as well. We have we've had a very interesting day. I don't know where all the customers were today, but they did not seem to be out and about in Paducah. I think that means we will be having a very interesting weekend. This is our first weekend, first Memorial Day weekend here in Paducah, so we're gonna give it a shot and see what in the heck is happening. We will be open on Saturday, but we will be closed on Sunday and Monday. So we are getting ready for Mr. Max to make his appearance here in Paducah very shortly for his visit with us. Mr. Spooky is here. Now, I need all of you to remember at the end of this video to go on over to our website, because our brand new shopping cart is getting its workout this week. You guys have been really hitting up the specials. We have a new product in stock that you're not gonna believe. It is so cool. I'm afraid to bring him on here because I don't know if we will have enough. That's how cool this product is. So it is the Mr. Bones full-size 6-foot skeleton panel. He is on our website right there, the one that's going by right there. Okay, that website. This skeleton panel, he's called Hey Beautiful Mr. Boney. And you will see exactly what I'm talking about. You know what? Let's bring up the picture, because I think he's a little bit like you need, like I said, I wanted to bring him on the show, but if I bring him on, then he will sell out and we will all be sad. I mean I want him to sell out, that's like the whole point. All right, here he is, Mr. Boney. There he is. Okay, you see what I'm talking about here? He is a full skeleton on a panel, and this panel, it's huge. When you build this skeleton, he is 6 feet tall. He's huge. Oh wait, and he glows in the dark. He's amazing, and you need him. And he's $14 a piece. What we have in stock is all we're gonna get of Mr. Boney. We are not gonna have Mr. Boney for long. And he's amazing, and I really wish I could get more of this panel because he's that incredible. This is a Riley Blake panel, and I just have to say, I sewed it up. It probably took me like 4 hours. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's because he had to be stuffed, and the stuffing always takes me a long time because of my fingernails. So you're gonna love Mr. Boney, and you need to go get him, because when he's gone, he gone, and that's all we're gonna have. And I do love this panel with probably more love than I should have for a piece of fabric. It's incredible. It's really, really cool. So again, if you're watching this late and you go to our website and he's still there, you better snatch him up because he is not going to last long. And once he's gone, he gone. Mr. Boney, I built him over this past week, and I gotta say he was a lot of fun. Okay, so not just that in stock, but we also I did finally make a a dress out of the art gallery fabric, the Halloween fabric that we had on the show last week. So in the past week, I've been sewing a lot, as you can tell, and I have a new dress on display in the shop, and pictures of it will be coming soon, and hopefully in the next week or so I will be wearing it. But it does mean that you know the fantastic pieces that we have in stock of that art gallery fabric is not going to last long. Okay, so let's set up. This is like really noisy today. Let's set up the video here. Yay! All right, so we've got some layer cakes to show you tonight, and you know, all of our layer cakes are the same price, and we do that on purpose because you know, layer cakes are they're cool, they're fun, but a lot of people don't know, like, what do I do? What do I do with this layer cake? Okay, and layer cakes come in two different packaging styles. Okay, you have the ruby star ones, which are rolled. Okay, and then you have the other brands, and I think this one ruby star was not rolled. Okay, and then you have the other brands that are flat, and there's a lot of challenges here when you see a layer cake, right? Because you're like, well, I don't know if I like this or not, right? I don't know if this is what I am looking for. I don't know if this is something I can use. And I have to say, I'm in love, love, love with these wovens. Love with these wovens. These wovens are the bees' knees, the bees' knees. Let's take a look at them because they're just so cool. And honestly, too, here, these layer cakes, look at these wovens. Like, the design is woven in, my friends. You can't, it doesn't come out. It doesn't wash away. Look at that. They're so yummy. Now, this one is an easy one to get a sense of the prints in this layer cake. And my friend Rebecca, she has a really great pattern called High Rise that uses one layer cake for the whole top. Did you know a layer cake is approximately about 2.5 yards, 2 and 3/4 yards. So that's that, you know, yummo ruby star pink that you see a lot. But check this out. Look at these with the little tassels. Ugh, so great. And you know that I love texture, and that's what these are. These are just that additional texture in, I just, how do I not have yardage of this? Right? Like, look at that. So great. Lots of different little colors with all these little pops. And, you know, again, wovens are awesome. It has texture. Yes. Texture in your textiles, as I like to say. And then there are these wovens here, which are they're not shot cottons. Now other ones, there are shot cottons in this bottom one here. This, by the way, is listed on our website as the Warp and Weft Wovens OG layer, and I call it OG because it was the original gangster layer cake. for the warp and weft. And is this, you can just see that they have woven in like some sparkles. So you can see that metallic woven in there. That's really unusual. And then you have back here, you know, the stripes and um, and so on. So, you know, the warp and wefts are this woven collection. A lot of people don't know that you can use this in your quilt. You can quilt with this. This is not a line that you can't quilt with. Now, if you look, okay, so you're probably, you can see through right there. See how you can see my hand through it? So if you're a little worried about whether or not this is durable enough, you can always put a small piece of interfacing on the back. So we've got this one, and we also have this layer cake by Ruby Star, and this is another set of wovens. So you can see just that cross hatch. You can see this beautiful stripe. Look at that yummy stripe with the purple woven through. And you've got these checks, like a plaid almost. You've got this almost like little checker, not quite a checkerboard because they're like rectangles. Here's a really cool right? I really like these too, Mary. The I want to say like the wovens are my new jam. I really like the wovens that we have on our website. If you've checked out the diamond ones that we have, those are really good. Check out this one. This one's beautiful. So again, what is a layer cake? Well, a layer cake is 10 inches square. So you're getting 10 inches square and you're getting 42 squares. So you're getting a lot of fabric here. And like I said, if you were to put it all together, you're getting about 2 3/4 yards. Now here is their shot cottons, and this is where you almost see like an iridescence in here. And that is not the camera. I mean, the camera is picking up that shift. Yes, it totally does. Um, and they're not, I mean, they're still cottons, right? So they're still thin, but they have um you know, just that interest of that herringbone, almost that herringbone weave. um the shot cotton is, so a shot cotton is a cotton that has a warp and a weft thread going in different directions. So in this one, you're going to have like a pink and then an orange, and that's what gives it almost that color shift look. Oh, the blue striped one. Yeah, the blue striped. This one, yes. It also reminds me of like awning fabric. But this one reminds me of like grandma's couch. Not gonna lie, that one feels like very 70s. There is a little bit of that 70s retro throwback colors in here. Especially something like that. It looks like a pair of suiting, you know, like pants. Um, and so yeah, so these shot cottons, they're just gorgeous. Here's a like a almost like a chambray. A chambray has the warp, one of the threads, the warp or the weft, is a white, and so that's what makes it a chambray. So it is woven into the fabric when it's a chambray. So it's still a cotton, still a quilting cotton. It's just called something different because of how it's got that. And then you see again just the texture of the wovens here. It's just a really cool set. So these two warp and weft collections were designed to work together. And so you can kind of see that in the edge, and looking at the edges here, you know, that they do work really well together. So they're nice, nice wovens. If you've never worked with a woven, I highly recommend it. And, these are layer cakes. So, once again, you're like, all right, tell me about this layer cake thing, okay? Because, you know, you see them, but what can you do with them? And I have a really quick little project I'm working on here. This is very wrinkled, and I apologize for that. It seems like all of the ones I brought are very wrinkled, but whatever. So these are some 10-inch squares that I'm currently working on, and what I have done is I have drawn a line from corner to corner on each set, okay? And I have layered two colors together. And in this case, I have layered a light color, what we're calling the low volume, and then the print. This is a Ruby Star Society Koi Pond is the name of it, and I'll show you this jelly roll here in a second. Not jelly roll, layer cake. So you draw a line, corner to corner, on each side. I did it on the light side so I can see it. And then you stitch a quarter of an inch away from that line on both sides and in both directions. So if you look here, you can see my stitching, and I have sewn a quarter inch away from each of those in each direction. And now I'm ready to cut them apart. Stay. All right. And you get these triangles. And now I can take these triangles that are that one's not flat. This one is going to be flatter. And you can start to build a design with these triangles. And this is big enough. This is going to be, a really big quilt when it's done. So you can do this with the squares. You can do them in all kinds of directions. You can make them all come to the middle here. You can have that going on. You can have what I'm going to be doing is doing these arrow points. I like these a lot. There you go. This one, again, like I said, does not lay flat, so you're going to have to imagine, right? So I like these arrow points. And so this as one unit times, whatever, and then I was going to offset the next one. Yeah, these are really cool. Right? So this is one layer cake to do the whole top, okay? And all of our layer cakes are the same price. So it's $48. So this is two layer cakes. This is a light layer cake and a dark layer cake. So this is, basically about $100 for your quilt top. And I mean a decent size, almost nearly twin size quilt. And I mean, that's a pretty decent size quilt for the price. And so the value in the layer cake comes from the fact that you're getting 48 different or 42 different prints. And this is the koi pond one that I am using right here. And this koi pond one, this is Rashida Coleman Hale, and I just love her. I love her designs. Okay, so first of all, you've got these very Japanese looking kois, which just so cute. And then you marry that with the aquatic plants and the Japanese fan, and then you get a lot of those in repeat. You've got these with the geometric blocks. the stylized bird crane, you know, um, that goes with this one. These are just really, really cute. Um, I love this. It's like the little sparkles. That's what I call that little shape. It's not quite a plus. I don't know, what would you call that? I call it a sparkle. It looks like a little sparkle to me. There's the koi in the dark colorway. Um, these are just adorable, and there are some lights in here, some like gray, almost gray background, not quite a white. Goes into the pinks, and she does a really good job of mixing in like that cheddar and of course this like mustard yellow. Yes, I know if I like it, Mary, I know you like it. That's the cool thing, is that we have very similar taste in that. um these are very sweet, but this koi pond one, I just adore it. Look at these again with the plants. They're like aquatic plants, but they don't have to be. um and then there are these color prints, which, at first you don't recognize that they're in there. And but they're, here's one that I've sewn together. You can see just the big floral. And it's not quite Japanese, but it's not quite Amish. It's kind of like a weird mix in between. So you've got these florals in it, and then you go into like the mustards, and then with that accent of coral, which, mustard and coral, I wouldn't, again, I said this last week when we were talking about the spooky and witchy, um not color combinations I would put together, but they work. So that's why we look to our fabric, right, to get inspiration. um More of these, and then here's the florals again. They're just so yummy. And then on into the teal. Chickens. Yeah. So this one, yeah. So I put them together with whatever, and this one has chickens. So the other, yeah, there you go. There's some chickens. They're cute. Um so there you go. This is the koi pond. Yeah, koi pond, by Rashida Coleman Hale. And this one is one of my favorites. Not gonna lie, I do love this one. All of these are in our shop. Go ahead and click on down. If you see one you have to have, throw it in your shopping cart. um so then, they do. So Ruby Star, they roll theirs, and there's like a big debate going on in the quilt shop world. Do you like them rolled, or do you like them flat? And some shops don't like, some of them don't like layer cakes to begin with at all. They don't like layer cakes because they think that the layer cakes are hard to display, and I don't disagree. They are super difficult to display. I am still trying to figure out the magic, whatever you want to call it, to display it properly. I have not yet come up with it. So you're seeing how we are displaying them currently. And currently these ones are rolled. Somebody opened this one, so I'm just gonna kind of gently unroll it so you can see more of these prints, because this one, I feel like you need to see more of the print of this one in order to appreciate it more. And this one is called Reading Nook, and it is by Sarah Watts. She's a very, very famous designer, and her this is supposed to be like a reading nook that you curl up with a book in. Okay, so you've got these adorable cat faces. Now everybody is like, "Oh my god, the cat faces. I really love the cat faces." And they are super cute. Um and you do get multiples of those. Here's a like a white on cream. I do love that. This one again is 42 pieces, but you get multiples of a lot of them. And so you get the books, the actual reading nook, and the flower wallpaper that should be. So this is all to tell like a story here, of the reading nook. And then there's the squirrel. The squirrel supposed to be damask wallpaper or whatever you want to call that. So there's these pink squirrels on mustard. Not gonna lie, not a combo I would think of, but this triad of colors here, the mustard, the teal, dark teal blue, and the pink, yeah, it somehow works. So you've got a couple of those, and then you've got keyholes, and that, is right up my alley. I love that. And then you've got more squirrels in the in like this burnt umber color. And then there's books, no, tea bags. So this is for your tea, your cup of tea. You've got ginger, you've got oolong, you've got matcha, you've got mint, you've got, so tea for your reading nook. I got some chai, more flower wallpaper, and you got more tea bags. So she goes into these blues and then into these purples, as you can see in this layer cake. So you've got again the blue, like almost like a cornflower blue. You know how much you guys love that cornflower blue. And then you've got the squirrel in purple. The squirrel itself is purple, and you've got that dark plum color for the rest of that wallpaper. Here is the cat in purple. So cute, right? It's almost like the Cheshire Cat. I don't think Reading Nook is supposed to be an Alice in Wonderland theme. Um, so I don't think it's supposed to be. That's really pretty in the purple. That's a really pretty fabric. Um, there you go with more of the flowers. I just think that's really sweet. A really nice color on that one. See, there's that mustard and orange and pink together again. See, I just think that works. Um, and then you've got the keyholes. So, I mean, you could almost look at this as um, a Alice in Wonderland type look. And so this on the cream has a very retro look to it. I would not have normally put that mustard with ice teal and pink like that. And that's a good combo. These are good things to remember when you're putting together quilt combinations and stuff. There's the cat again. She's so cute. Um, tea. Oops, we missed a book back here. Okay, that's nice in that teal color. We're getting down to those dark teals too. Those flowers are pretty, so pretty. Keyholes, and then the dark cats. So reading nook, I think not a bad jelly, or sorry, not jelly roll, layer cake. Oh, why do they all have food names? And why am I so hungry? So, yeah, so these come rolled, and I think it's easier sometimes for people to be able to see them if they're rolled, because you can kind of flip down the tops, you know, like like this to be able to see them. And when you see these other ones, you'll see what I mean because they get a little bit harder to maneuver. And so Reading Nook is the same as all of our others, 48. And so Jerry says that's a lot of kitties. There's a lot of kitties. They are so cute, these little cats. And I like them. They're, it's a good collection. And the one cool thing is that Ruby Star tries to make all of their fabrics coordinate together. So just like we said last week with Lil and Sunbeam, you can see that there's a lot of crossover in these collections. And you can see how they work together color wise. So that there's just a lot of you can do with these because there is so much crossover between them. So, the value for a layer cake is in the ability for you to get so many different prints and in a usable format, right? Because you get any of the charm packs, right? And the charm packs are 5 inches, you're talking about that big versus not being able to get the whole print of some of these in the actual center or centered in your project. So the layer cake is the size between, and it's a good size because you get a good usable piece of fabric. A lot of the neutrals are good to just start with like embroidery or something like that without having to go all the way up to, like, let's say a fat quarter, and the fat quarter gives you 18 by 22. And for the same number of pieces, it's by far a better value to get the layer cake because you get the variety. So that's where, some people are stuck, right? Because they don't know what they want to do with a layer cake, but they want the whole collection. And it's a way to get a usable piece of the whole collection at a very reasonable price. And for $48, that's what our layer cakes cost. For 48 bucks, you're able to get, some of these prints, they're pretty big. And you may not even see the repeat on certain companies and certain designers. You won't even get the repeat in a 5-inch piece, but you will in a 10-inch piece. And you are spending way less than in a print like this one from Tula Pink. Okay. So in Tula Pink's world, where the pattern is huge. Okay. So just in this piece right here, this is half of a fat quarter here. Okay. So just in this 9-inch section, you only have, and you don't even have the full repeat of just this one animal. And you don't have the full repeat of this animal. So, some designers design way outside of the 10-inch parameter. I call it a parameter. It's not a real parameter, but to me, as a fabric reseller, right, this is the parameter. You want to be able to get the full repeat. And here, I'm not going to be able to get the full repeat in a 10-inch square. So, for certain designers, it makes sense to be able to buy the layer cake because you'll get at least one of each, if not two each, of every fabric in the collection. And a lot of these pieces, they're like 24, 28 pieces in the collection. So that's a lot. So that's just to show you the different kinds of, uh, you know, the layer cakes. I showed you the wovens, which are my favorites, and then I showed you this one that I'm just doing this project, um, you know, with the individual fat quarters, or 10-inch squares. And so you can see here, right? This is how I did it. I cut my, well, not this way, but you get what I'm saying here, right? I cut into 4 pieces and then I cut them again. And that's how I make my blocks. Super cool. I love these. Okay, so, all right. So here are some of the other layer cakes. And this one here is a, what they call a blender. And it's got one each of the blenders in this collection. And this one is called Chameleon, and it's by Blank. So if you need something that is like something between a light and a dark, and you want that fabric in between, this Chameleon one is a good one. And the layer cakes, unfortunately, the one that's on top usually is not the most interesting one. So that's always the challenge with layer cakes to me, because whatever ends up on top is usually like a great one, or it's a dud. And so this, you can see all these different hues here. It's like a veritable rainbow of colors. You've got all the way down to like black, gray. You've got like the sand colors. You've got some really dark greens and some olivey greens and like a brown color. You've got all of these colors, and these are great for like watercolor. If you're doing an art quilt and you need a lot of different textures, this is a fantastic way to build out that stash of textures. So these are supposed to be like almost like crocodile skin, so like, or like a crocodile leather pattern. And so that's what this is supposed to be, whether you think it is or not. That's what it's called, Chameleon. And so they've got these different